Hi, everyone. My name is Reverend Bonnie Rose, and I'm your host for Our Ventura TV today. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Kerri Lake, who is an author. She wrote a book called Listen Like a Horse, and she communicates with animals. So, Kerri, I'd like to welcome you.
Oh, thank you so much, Bonnie. It's an honor to be here with you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. So, first things first, when did you first learn that you could listen like a horse or communicate with animals or however you want to say it?
For me, it was very, very early, toddler years. I remember going outside, just being a toddler, but also if there were times that felt really stressful, I would just go outside behind the house and lie on my tummy in the grass. And for me, the experience was like listening to music. The grass was singing, the insects were singing, the flowers and the insects were singing to each other. And to me, that was just normal. I didn't have words for it yet, but the experience of it was normal. That branched out to our family dog and the family cat, and eventually horses as well.
Nice. Thank you. And then just for us, like how do you do it? Or how do we do it too?
Communicating with animals is actually very, very natural. Each of us has our own capacity. And you'll know that just in your, if you've ever had an experience of maybe your own family dog, you look at each other and you smile, and then your dog smiles. That simplicity is an example of communicating with animals. Some people have a greater talent in that sort of hard to talk about realm, and other people have less natural propensity to go there. But the how is really about relaxing into your heart. It's about welcoming your own intuition, even if you don't understand it. You just get curious and willing, and to start noticing what you do feel when you want to communicate. It's looking at what is there rather than comparing against what you don't think is there.
Okay. So when you say relaxing into your heart, what does that actually mean?
What that means is in the animal kingdom, you know how humans get kind of thinky and judgmental and stuck
Familiar,
in
yeah.
competition and comparison, right? The animal kingdom doesn't operate from those same parameters. So when I'm saying drop into your heart, it's about feeling the part of myself that's okay with the way things are right now. Feeling the part of myself that just loves because love is an option, which is different than comparing, well, I'll love you if you do this for me, or I'll only be happy if that happens. If I'm stuck in that kind of thinking, that's fine. We all have to go through it. But dropping into the heart is like listening from a place of saying, well, I wonder what is here. How do you feel? What does make you happy? What would you like to share with me? And then taking a moment when I ask this question, what would you like to share with me? Taking a moment to not fill the space with my own thoughts. You just ask and then leave some space and relax your body. You can actually feel communication through your body. It doesn't always come through our familiar thinker. It's just a different way of operating in the world that even though it might be unfamiliar, it's totally natural.
Wow, that sounds really, really awesome. So I'm sure you've had just hundreds and thousands of experiences of this, but could you share one sort of on the briefer side about an experience that you had of communicating with an animal, like an animal that worked really well for you?
Yes. There's a whole longer story to this, but to keep it brief, I met a horse who had just been through an auction, and he had had a rough time with humans. I was told he was dangerous and really probably going to kill me. And so I was there on that day to help him get out of that situation. So what I did is when it was time for me to gather him up and put him in the trailer to take him home, I put myself in front of him and I dropped into my heart. I had to let go of any judgment I had of the people, of his past, of his future, and simply let him know, here's what I'm here for. This is what I'm about. This is my plan for you. Let me know when you're ready. And in the span of about 30 minutes of communicating that and him standing still and just watching to see if I'm telling the truth, I felt him shift and change. And he didn't move his feet. There wasn't a lot of body language to go on, but he did give me his ear. And the feeling that came when he gave me his ear was like, I get it. Okay, let's go. And I felt that. So that, this horse that was supposed to kill me because he was so dangerous, he followed me with no pressure at all, right up to the trailer, and took him home to a 5-acre pasture with grass 2 feet tall and totally new life. That story's actually in the book too.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. So it sounds like this type of communication could also help humans. So for our viewers, can you help us make the leap as to how this kind of communication that you might do with animals might benefit us as human beings as well?
Oh, what a beautiful question. Thank you for that question. The communication with animals, like I said, it as a human, it asks us to get to know the part of ourselves that is curious, that's loving, that's open to a worldview that might be very different than what we would think or project. And as a human, when I take myself into that consciousness, into that state of being, I actually take a break from all of the familiar conflicts of life. As humans, when we live in a pretty consistent, familiar, conflicted state of self-deprecation or guilt or sadness, that can have an effect on our bodies. When we're in that conflicted state, our bodies can start to work too hard and be ill and have all sorts of different effects. So even just playing, you don't have to be an animal communicator to benefit, but just playing with who am I when I take a break from conflict and just let my heart connect with another. It's a very healing space, and animals are always offering us that opportunity just by being who they are.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Kerri. If our viewers want more information, where can they get in touch with you?
Thank you. My website is generateharmony.com. Generateharmony.com.
Hey, Kerri, thank you so much for speaking with us. It's been just an honor. Thank you so much. And to our viewers, this is Reverend Bonnie Rose saying thank you for listening, or saying thank you for watching. And until we meet again, Our Ventura TV says, have a great day. Thank you so much.